E-learning with NUT Endo Model Science School, Mina.
Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful time at home. Please endeavor to stay safe. You're welcome to Social Studies class with teacher Resurai Okiemuti, courtesy NUT Endwell Model Science School, Chanchaga, Mina, Niger State. Please bring out your Social Studies notes, put down your date, and as well get set to write down the topic. But before we move further, we're quickly going to do something. We have a starter here. Let's say Niger State is a very large and peaceful state with good and hard-working people. Some of them are poor and hungry. However, the peace once enjoyed is fast becoming a thing of the past. This is due to the activities of kidnappers, armed robbers, bandits, cultists, rapists, etc., which has made life unbearable for the people. It is our sincere hope that all these will soon be a thing of the past. Question: highlight 4 dangers of these activities to the people of Niger State. Now, we're quickly going to highlight, just list them out. Just four dangers of these activities we have mentioned so far that have made life unbearable to the people. How dangerous have these activities been? In what areas have these activities affected the life of people in Niger State? What danger has it posed to the life of people in Niger State? 4. Quickly. Just four. Don't need to explain, just highlight them. Quickly. Okay, I see you've gotten 2. Yeah, the other person has written 3 down. And I think we are all through with that now. Good children, good students. Let's continue. We can now put down a topic. Our topic is social issues in Nigeria and their dangers. Again, social issues in Nigeria and their dangers. Social issues in Nigeria and their dangers. I hope you've written your topic down now. Let's continue. What do we mean by the word social issues? Social issues. Meaning of social issues. Social issues are challenges that arise as a result of man's interaction in his quest for survival. These issues are dangerous and threatening in nature. What we simply mean here is that social issues, they are challenges, they are problems that come up based on our interaction in our quest for survival, based on our relationship, based on our activities. For instance, I wake up in the morning, I need to probably go out to go to work. In the process of going to work, there are some persons that have to use a public transport. Some persons use their private vehicle, their personal vehicle. In the process, maybe you have to go to the petrol station to fill your tank with fuel, stuff like that. Mommy, they go to the market, they buy things. There are a whole lot of activities that we do. In the process, we interact with each other. Those activities are all surrounding our continuous survival. We must interact with people on a daily basis. We must do things with people on a daily basis. No man, like we know, is an island. No matter how rich you are, no matter how poor you might be, you need a help or an assistance from another person at one point in time or another. So the process of carrying out these activities On a daily basis, we interact. And as we interact, as we relate, issues come up. Those issues, we say they are social issues. And these issues, we said, they are threatening in nature. They are dangerous. They are threatening in nature. Let's continue. Examples of social issues in Nigeria. Can you please quickly identify about 3 social issues that we have in Nigeria based on what we have discussed so far? Just 3 social issues that we have in Nigeria. Looking at Niger State, for instance, what are some of the social issues you think that we have, that we are faced with? There are a lot of them. Okay? Yes? Now let's see. Let's compare what you've done. We have one here, poverty. Poverty is a serious social issue in Nigeria. When we say somebody is poor, what we mean is that a person does not have resources that's enough to cater for his daily needs, the basic needs of life, the necessity of life. Remember, we are talking about food, shelter, and clothing. Somebody that is poor cannot be able to provide all these for himself and family. We have another population explosion. Overpopulation is a social issue in Nigeria today. We never anticipated that by now our population will be over 200 million people. But here we are today. We have a large population and we are unable to cater for social amenities. The government cannot be able to cater for all these things. The government does not even have enough records, statistics, enough data of the number of people in the country, our social status, the way things are supposed to be. All these things are a problem. There are issues in Nigeria, because if we have a good population control, the government will be able to provide the basic things that we need as citizens of this country. Terrorism is a social issue. Boko Haram. Yes, another word for terrorism is insurgency. This is a serious issue in Nigeria, and you are very much aware, you know better than I do, about the havoc of the Boko Haram set in northeast Nigeria. Now, this is an issue that has continued to bother the federal government, that has continued to bother we, the citizens of Nigeria. Terrorism is a great social issue that should be looked into in Nigeria for us to live in peace. Kidnapping. Yes, kidnapping, like we know, is when people are picked up, separated from their families, and those who pick them, the kidnappers, they demand ransom. They ask for money in exchange for the victim. Now, this is very common in Nigeria today. The funny aspect of it, funny though disheartening, very painful. These kidnappers, they take their victims, they collect ransom from their families, and sometimes even go as far as, after collecting this ransom, they kill their victim. It's so disheartening, it's so painful. This is a serious issue in Nigeria today. So much so that when people get kidnapped, their families are not even sure they are coming back, because we've seen series of cases where they've collected ransom from the families and end up killing their victim. This is a serious social issue in Nigeria today. Have prostitution. Prostitution is a big problem in Nigeria. If you move around the streets at night, particularly in large cities, you see the way young girls are dressed, waiting for people to pick them up, to use them in exchange for money. Not just only girls. Remember, I've told you in one of our classes that prostitution is not limited to girls. Even men prostitute also. Anything that has to do with selling your body for financial gains is prostitution. So don't think it's only the girls. Don't point finger at the girls. So prostitution is a serious problem today, even in the country where young men no longer want to work. They don't want to go to school. They just wait for some sugar mummies, so that they satisfy them, do everything they want them to do, and give them money, sponsor them financially, and enjoy themselves. That is prostitution also. It's a serious social issue in Nigeria. Human trafficking, like you are very much aware, human trafficking has to do with picking up people, separating them from their families, and taking them into forced labor. Most importantly, these people are not aware. They are deceived into being separated from their families. Some of them are forcefully taken away. They take them, some of them become house help, some of them become hawkers, some of them become sex workers, and this is a serious problem, mainly targeting women and children. It's a serious problem in Nigeria today, and it happens mainly in the urban, in the rural areas. Cultism. Cultism is a problem. It's a serious problem. Remember I told you the other time that in some states now, it has even gotten to the level where primary school children are involved in cultism. Children as small, if you permit me to use that word, as small as 7, 8, even 10 years of age, they are involved in cultism today. That's to tell you how deep it has eaten into the society. So it's an issue that concerns us today in Nigeria. Cultism. It's a problem. You cannot correct children on the streets. You cannot correct anybody in the society, even in the village, even in the home, in the family. Elder ones, the senior siblings find it difficult to talk to their junior ones, their younger ones at home, because they're even afraid of what the children are capable of doing. The kind of friends they make, they keep, and the groups they belong to. Environmental pollution. Now, we narrow this down to Niger State. During the dry season or the harmattan season, you often see when it's about when the wind blows, you see a lot of sachets of pure water. You see polythene bags. You see paper and a whole lot of debris blowing high up into the sky. These are environmental pollution. You pass through some places, the smell is like one could even die. Imagine sometimes you might even be returning from school, you see a vehicle in front of your car, the fumes coming out of the vehicle, in fact, you find it difficult to breathe. All these are pollution. They are challenges in our society today. Human rights abuses. Now, we have a whole lot of human rights abuses in Nigeria today. The human rights, like you know, let's just take a few. Right to life, right to freedom of expression. Let's take those two. For instance, you see security agents sometimes they arrest people without any good reason. They keep some of them behind bar without prosecution. That's a right abuse because you have the right to fair hearing. It's an abuse of your right as a human being to be heard, to be tried, and not just judged outrightly. Freedom of expression. We are not free. We are not free to bear our minds on issues that bother on us. We are not free to express ourselves on issues happening around us in the society. We are not free to suggest to the government. We are not free to even criticize constructively what the government is doing so that things can even get better in the society. This is a problem because when you talk, when you speak up, when you speak out, you are picked up and dealt with, not in line with the law. This is an abuse of your right as a human being, and it's a social issue. HIV and AIDS, we know so much about this. We will not talk much about this in our subsequent class. We will discuss about this. This is a health issue. It's also a problem in the society today. COVID-19, coronavirus today has become a social issue because it's a pandemic is ravaging all over the world. It has affected a lot of countries. Even Nigeria today is affected. You are at home today, where I am at home today, because of coronavirus. It's a health issue, it's a social issue in Nigeria today. Have alcohol and drug abuse. If you go around the country, various parts of the country, you see young men and women, old men and women also abusing alcohol, abusing drugs indiscriminately all over the place. This is a problem. This is an issue of concern. Where young men and women who are able-bodied, who should contribute meaningfully to the growth of and development of the society, enjoy abusing drugs and alcohol and not being productive at the end of the day. Now let's see dangers of social issues. Now remember, in our starter we were able to quickly look at we had a question rather that asked us the issues we highlighted: kidnapping, armed robbery, and a whole lot of others. How have they affected, or how dangerous have they been to the people of Niger State? Now let us quickly look at the dangers of social issues. I know you've written some down. Let's see how we can relate what you wrote down with what we have here. 1. Widespread poverty. Remember, we said poverty is a social issue. It is a social issue, and it's also a danger, because if poverty is left unchecked, it will continue to cut all the other dangers, all the other social issues we highlighted. If they are not managed, it will lead to more poverty in the society. More and more people become poor in the society, and it will is threat to life and property. Yes, if social issues are not checked, it's a threat to life and property. For instance, look at kidnapping, look at terrorism. These are threats to life and property. Remember Boko Haram, the way they used to bomb all over the place? A lot of properties have been destroyed, a lot of lives have been lost in the process. We have bad reputation for the nation. Now, this is very important. The image of the country overseas, the way other countries look at us, with all these social issues we have, they say, oh, that dirty country. For instance, when we talk about environmental pollution, people could refer to Nigeria as a dirty country. People could refer to us as a nation with human rights abuses. So it could give us bad reputation. And when you have a bad reputation, your citizens will not be respected outside your border. Nigeria will not be respected outside Nigeria because of this reputation. Moral degeneration. Yes, our moral values will not be upheld. There will be decline, a reduction in the level of morality in the society. That is one thing we get. When we look at the pay lip services, we will look at these social issues with levity, without seriousness, it will lead to moral degeneration in the society. People will not see morality as anything of high value. People will not see morality as something that should be worked towards. People will not aspire to be morally upright. This is a problem. This is a danger for us in the society. More social vices. Yes, when social issues are unchecked, it leads to more social issues. If you don't check kidnapping, we'll have more kidnapping. If terrorism is left unchecked, we'll have more of terrorism. Just like number 1, widespread of poverty. If poverty is unchecked, we'll have more poverty. So more social vices will come up in the society once the dangers of these social issues are not checked. Loss of viable human resources. Now, if these social issues are not checked, they pose a danger to us in this aspect. The human resources, the manpower that we need. For instance, take a situation where young men and women who are able-bodied, who should be working, who should form a good part of the workforce of the country, they enjoy abusing drugs and alcohol and become unproductive. Then we are losing more and more of our viable human resources, because these are the people that should contribute meaningfully to the growth and development of the society. So if we don't check these social issues, they pose a danger to us by way of us losing our viable, our useful, very important human resources. Retrogression and underdevelopment. Yes, no matter how we hide or run away from these social issues, one clear thing, one clear danger they pose to us is retrogression, where it will throw us back. It will be drawing the society back. We will not be developed. We will be underdeveloped. So that is one. And finally, here we have waste of financial resources. For instance, just imagine all the bomb blasts of the Boko Haram sect, all the banditry we have all over the country, kidnapping, armed robbery, and what have you. Resources are being wasted. Particularly, picture the Boko Haram, who have continued to destroy a whole lot of facilities. Look at the militants bombing oil installations. These lead to waste of resources, because these facilities that are being destroyed, they were built, they were constructed, they were developed with money, our hard-earned national resources that were spent to develop these things for our benefit, for our use. After destroying them, we lose those resources. If we have to reinstall those facilities, we have to reinstate them, we have to fix them, we use more money. Money that should have been used for other projects will now be used to reconstruct some of these facilities. So you can see that social issues are very dangerous and threatening, like we have said, to our life, to our continuous existence. So we have to check them as a country to move forward. Now, let us see our assignments. Observe the following pictures. Number 1, observe the following pictures. Picture 1. You can see, observe carefully. Picture 2. Observe this picture carefully. And here's the question. A. Briefly explain your observation. Your observation from both pictures, picture 1 and picture 2. Explain them briefly. B. Examine 3 dangers that picture 1 and 2 pose to Nigeria. As you've observed and explained your observation, you are going to briefly explain to us the dangers these 2 pictures pose to Nigeria. Number 2, let's see. Discuss poverty as a cause of social issues, a social issue, and a danger of social issues. We're going to discuss poverty as a cause of social issues, a social issue, and a danger of social issues. Remember, we said poverty in itself causes social issue. It's also a social issue, and it's one of the dangers of social issue. What we simply mean, we're talking about here is that poverty on one hand is a social issue. It leads to other social issues. Perhaps maybe someone is not poor, and or rather someone might be poor. Poverty might lead to other social issues, and as a danger, perhaps in the presence of other social issues, poverty could possibly occur. So just show more light in this, just explain. Number 3, identify 5 other social issues you are familiar with in Nigeria. Remember, we said earlier that we have a lot of social issues in Nigeria. We're just looking at just a few because of the time limit that we have. So you can do well to mention other 5 social issues we have in Nigeria that are very familiar to you or within our environment here. Thank you very much. Please stay safe.